As promised, it is the moment of truth. We're gonna throw in these last few eggs that we got to try to increase the amount of, oh my goodness, there are so many chickens, they're just glitching out. But I've been breeding up chickens for quite some time now, and you can see that I also went and got some more soul sand and 3 more skulls. So hopefully this time, when I create this wither, it'll kill those chickens and we will get a ton of wither roses to build ourselves a wither skeleton farm. Fingers crossed. I'm honestly really not sure how this stuff works, but let's go ahead and get right into this, and then we can get into today's wither skeleton farm. So without further ado, let's go ahead and light this bad boy up. 1, 2, 3, and hopefully we can come back to some wither roses. Now I don't know if we need to be in the room where the chickens die. Can the roses be destroyed? Let's run in there. Okay. Oh, the chicken's not taking damage? Go, little buddies! Be free! There we go. With the roses, baby! Let's go! Let's not get ourselves killed here, but let's grab as many of these. Oh my goodness! As many as we can. How many chickens do we have in here? How did some of you survive? These are some trooper chickens, if I do say so myself. Some of these guys... It's kind of incredible that a chicken can be one hit by a sword and you've survived it. Yeah, go join your buddies. They survived an entire wither experience. I'm actually pleasantly surprised. Okay, so we've got definitely enough. I think we only probably need, you know, a dozen or so. So this should be oodles of flowers. Let's head on up here, back to base, and gather everything we're going to need. All right, I have the fundamental items that we're gonna need in this shulker here. But before we get started, I kind of forgot. Hello everyone, my name is K-Hug. You can call me Kyler, and welcome back to the Season 2 Let's Play Minecraft Survival Series. I just want to take a brief moment to mention the community Discord, so head down to the description below or to my channel and join today. It is a safe, friendly space for us to share ideas, content, and even spend some time together chatting and playing Minecraft. Now, we can officially continue on with today's build. We need to head into the nether. Let's switch our helmet out. And we've got to go to a coordinate system of a new... Why do I look so weird without a helmet on? Hold on. Oh, it's just a color of the helmet. Wow, gold helmets are ugly. We're going to head to a new nether fortress that I found because we need to head in the early direction of this right here. Now you may be asking yourself, what are all of these numbers, K-Hug? Well, this is the center of where I'm going to build the new withers farm, and this is every spawnable block by chance of withers in the area. Now, obviously, we're not gonna be able to do them all. This is based on like a 30 block radius kind of deal, so we're gonna build a little circle, but we're gonna try to get as many of these guys covered as possible. The more the merrier, because the more spawns, the more withers, and the more wither skulls. I don't have anything for the redstone or even a boat and stuff for the other guy. Let's just get the farm built itself, and I'm going to be completely honest with you. This is going to be a real stinker because we have to clear out and spawn proof like 100 block radius around the farm, which is going to be no fun. So let's go ahead and get over to that fortress. Let's clear it out and get started by locating all of the wither spawns, and then we'll block off everything else as we go. This might be a little bit of a task. Oh, you know what? Let's grab some more arrows real quick because I know that blaze are going to be a huge problem. Do I have... We have a trident. That's good. We need that for the trident killer. Do I not have any more arrows? Should be coming up on it now. There it is. And of course, a ghost is the first thing we run into, but this is exactly actually where it's going to go, is right in here. Let's go ahead and get this guy. I missed. Hold on. Coming in. And now we can figure out how to spawn proof this. So right about here is roughly center. Let's just put our box over here. Now, obviously, here's the big, oh, look, there's one over there. Here's the big pickle. We have to take all of this down to one flat surface, to the walkway, which is about there, down below our feet. Oh gosh, they're everywhere. We're gonna be very careful because there's gonna be a lot of spawns and withers and stuff in the area. So let me go ahead and let's level this. Let's get our center point figured out here. Actually, let's start with our center point. Can that guy? That guy cannot. Okay, I'm gonna use some of these guys, and then we're gonna need some glass as well. I brought some red glass to signify the center. Go! It's already going bad. That would be really cool to get a skull, but apparently not. Okay, so the center we just had. Hold on, let's move some stuff around here. Where was center at? 239, 894. So 239. 89. Oh, this is it. Now, center is a rough term. What I mean by center is this is gonna have a trident killer, so it's kind of centered on this little guy right here. We're gonna go 15. What is that? Oh, they must be inside this building. We're gonna go 15 blocks in every single direction. We're gonna create a nice sphere, and then we're gonna level all of this out down to the spawn level, which is right down in there. How did he? Nope. I totally jumped that. This is the problem that I was more likely concerned with, was these guys. Yeah, this is gonna be fun. Well, let me go ahead and get a circle dug out here, and then we can continue on with this build. Okay, I'm gonna quickly do an update of what I've did so far. So this is the center blocks from above down here on the floor where all of the spawn blocks are at, which we will line out here in a minute. But what I've done is I've cleared out mostly, you can see almost mostly through, and you can see the circle. So it's 15 blocks out from each one of these directions, and I've actually given myself, and I'm going to give myself, a little extra stability here. We gotta make sure nothing crazy spawns, but this just allows me to, if we're in the farm, we're messing with it, they just keep spawning, we can kind of get behind this block and we can cross this, but the wither skeletons won't be able to get out through here. This just gives us a safety barrier or a safety net around the outside, and I will continue to put this around the outside just to keep things from spawning in and you know, in worst case scenario, kicking us down to the lava or something. So it gives us a little freedom barrier to run around in. Now, what we need to do is I need to get my book out, and we need to find every single spawn block and mark it for now with a piece of dirt. Where'd my box go? I dug up to it. There it is. With a piece of dirt. And this will make sense here in a minute because we were going to put the roses on the dirt. So let's go find all of these blocks. So what you're going to want to do when you find these locations, you dig down the first block, break that out, break the second block, and you're going to place a piece of dirt and one of the with the roses right on top. Now, I am going to temporarily spawn proof that block. So we know there's one beneath this block, and this is just a way of keeping things from spawning. Actually, just for the sake of being able to see it, let's go ahead and use a piece of glass on top. That'll keep them from spawning while we're working here. But I'm gonna go ahead and get the rest of these found, and then I'll meet you guys back here to go ahead and finish clearing this out. All right, now you should have something really weird like this. You should see all these glass blocks everywhere. This is everywhere that a wither skeleton can spawn. I forgot to change that to red. Doesn't really matter. But I do want to point a couple things out real quick. This guy here is technically a spawn. I didn't put a rose because it is outside our perimeter. Unfortunately, this is the limits in which putting when we do the trident killer, there's going to be one of those guys in a boat up here that's going to attract the wither skeleton to want to run over here, attack him, and he'll fall down here into the trident killer. So unfortunately, anything outside this 15 block barrier is going to be a null block. We're not going to be able to use this, so we can go ahead and get rid of it, but I just wanted to point that out. There's one other quick tidbit of information, and it's something like this. This one actually landed right on our outer perimeter. I think this will work because you're gonna have some glass blocks around the spawn block like that. That's gonna prevent them from spawning in any direction. If you don't know, so a little tidbit of information. Mobs always spawn in the northwest corner. So if you place yourself a sunflower, sunflowers always face east, which means that direction is north. That being said, that means that this corner is the northwest corner, and all mobs spawn on that little pixel right there of a block. So with that said, you can see here that this glass foundation will force this guy to spawn right down in there and not like accidentally on one of these blocks. So we're gonna do that to all of these around the north, northwest, and west side of all of these things. And like weird ones like this, it should still work. It might be a little quirky, a little clunky. They may have to, fight themselves around. Like this guy will spawn and there'll be a glass block right here. So he'll have to walk this way in order to get towards our mob guy over here. But I think that'll work. Now, the next step we need to do now is fill in everything. And thankfully I need to take down everything as well. So everywhere you see, think of this as a flat circle. And now you want to make it a column. So everything above all of the outer edges here. And I'll go to the glass. There'll be one extra block out here. I'll put the glass on next, but everything needs to be cleared all the way up. Just get rid of the rest of this fortress as good as you can. And I don't think, now again, I'm learning as we go. I'm reading a wiki, so we're learning together as we go. I think things like this hallway here, my glass is gonna wrap around just outside of these half slabs, so I can leave all of this, but we are gonna have to come back in later and spawn proof this because there is a couple spawns along this hallway, and that's kind of where the The very much not fun part of this is gonna be spawn proofing everything in about 20 to 40 blocks outside of this perimeter. Thankfully, the lava is going to help us, and that was strategically done so because you want to find another fortress that is primarily over lava, so you don't have to spawn proof as much. Obviously, all of that is not above lava if we fly over here. So everything in a 40 block outside that perimeter is probably into like this area, maybe even this walkway as well. We're going to have to spawn proof all of this. So whatever, wherever you think 40 blocks is at, somewhere. Right, actually right about there, so that might have to be, has to all be capped in a button or some carpet, or I'm gonna use slabs because I don't trust Ghost, unfortunately. So that's gonna be the really tedious part, but let's get the farm built first. Let me go ahead and take out the rest of the brick we don't need, and then I'll use the brick I take out. We're gonna fill in all of these voids, and then we can get back into what we're doing. So I will catch you guys here in just a minute. Goodness me, that was brutal, but we've got the entirety of all of the structure removed above all of the walls. Now I went ahead and just removed everything from the glass straight up, so you can see everywhere you look there should just be air above all these glass blocks. And now we can go ahead and work on the rest of the farm in here before we get to the trident killer and get this guy up here for attracting the withers, and then we're gonna have to go out here and spawn proof, like I said, everything in a radius. Oh darn, that up there is going to be spawn proof. Oh, that's a bummer. But yeah, let's go ahead and work on this guy next. Okay, now this is where things get a little tricky. I say tricky, it's not going to be too awful difficult, but if I go ahead and take out these few blocks here, we're going to break these guys out. This is where the trident killer is going to be. Like I said before, oh my goodness, I almost stepped into immediate lava. What we're gonna do is we're gonna build ourselves a little button thing going on here. What did I decide? I decided that northwest is that way. So, okay, what you wanna do is you wanna come over here to your hole. We're gonna place a little guide wall here, and that'll make sense here in just a moment. We gotta make sure that we've got everything facing the right direction. Maybe we need to get our sunflower back out. No, I think that makes sense. Okay, so this needs to be on the direction opposite of the northwest corner. So if you have your northwest corner in that early direction, we need to place the wall on the east side of this hole, which should be right over here. Now, unfortunately, this guy is going to be kind of affected by this. Well, hopefully that won't play too big of a role. And then we need some buttons. Can I not make buttons from these? Oh no. Oh no, do I need to go back to the overworld to get buttons? Yep, I forgot buttons. Alright, go grab some buttons. I'm actually gonna go ahead and grab all the redstone stuff as well. Alright, we're back with a strange assortment of redstone material. This should be enough to build a trident killer and all the redstone stuff we should need. Now, all you need to do is place 2 buttons along here, 2 buttons on the back side over here. This will force them to want to walk over in this area. They think they can step on these areas. Trapdoors work just as well, or even fan corals on either one of these blocks. We're going to go ahead and you're going to get up here and you're going to place 2 temporary blocks like so. We can go ahead and get rid of this little temporary placeholder, and we're going to create a little box up here by putting 4 panes and a nice little square. Okay, we can get rid of these 2 blocks, and now we have to get one of these guys up on top of there inside of a boat. Now, just as a personal preference, it's going to be so much easier to get this done if you use, let's not block our inventory, if you use a chest boat, because these guys will not be able, nothing else will be able to get in the boat with them. So place this down. Okay, we got our guy, and we're going to drag him up and put him right on top and as close to center as possible of this little box we've created. So let's raise him up. Make sure he's high enough, and then we should be able to just walk him over slowly. Okay, and then over this way, and then swing him onto this right there. No, go back. Okay, so we should be on here. Let's get rid of the lead. Let's get rid of our temporary stuff here, and we got to make sure we get him as close to his center as possible. Oh no. And it looks like, you know what, he's not too bad. Maybe we can nudge him a little bit. Let's lower ourselves down here. You want to get him as close to center as possible because you don't want a wither to be able to kind of reach over and attack him. We got to push this guy a little bit. Oh, we got to watch out for that hole. Push this guy a little bit this way. So let's just get up here Let's just give him a little nudge. Okay. Get a little nudge from the other side. Doesn't have to be perfect, but you want to be kind of close. You want to make sure you're as close to center as possible. And I think that looks pretty good. Once we get rid of this, those glass blocks will, yep, unattach like that. And we can go ahead and check out our handiwork here. It looks pretty good. Now, the only other concern I have is this. But this block will be gone once we unblock these off so things can start spawning again. And thankfully, this one, since it is the way this is set up, when we replace these glass blocks, we can actually use this glass block as a barrier as well. Okay, so that is temporarily, or that is our guy. That's our bait. Oh, here we go. We forgot. Witherbait, baby. Let's name tag him. Witherbait. He's perfect. Good to go. We'll know if he dies, unfortunately, because his name will pop up in our kill feed. But that's the mob attractor there. That'll attract all the withers to go over here and try to take him out, and they'll fall down this hole, which is where we're heading next, is down that way. And we're gonna head in that direction 26 blocks from this floor that we're standing on. So you gotta see that we have a problem here. I would suggest standing in like the center of the block, so as you mine, you don't accidentally pop into lava. We're gonna go down 26 blocks, this being 1, 2, 3, all the way down to 26. And unfortunately for me, I only have 21 spaces. I wish this was a little higher. I'm actually not sure what that's gonna do. 26 seems to be the sweet spot. But we're gonna have to adjust ours a little bit here. They're just not gonna take as much fall damage. It's gonna take more of the trident to kill them when they land here. I don't feel like filling this in. How deep is this? Maybe it's not too deep. It seems like I can reach the bottom. But then our whole system will be under the lava. And I don't know if I want to tunnel down here below the lava deck in order to finish this. So I think I'm just gonna go with what I've got here, and I'll start building the trident killer and the storage system. Okay, the trident is in. I do apologize. I had to go back and get cobblestone because I forgot I needed I needed a stick, unfortunately. But we're back again, and this is a pretty simple trident killer. We just have 2 blocks, a piston, 2 blocks piston, repeating, and then on top of here there is a dropper just like this facing into the observers like such, into a power block which powers a circle all the way around once activating this lever. Pretty plain and simple. You can look up any trident farm online to be able to build this yourself. That's lava's concerning. We may have to patch that. But this should be a fully functioning trident farm now. Yep, you can hear the trident going around. Everything's working great. Now it is back to the top to check out everything else and get the rest of the build done. Okay, and now comes probably the most tedious and most unfun part. But first, before we get into the tedious part, we're gonna go ahead and get all of these guys situated so that the spawning on the northwest corner works appropriately. So again, you're gonna go ahead and you're gonna take out the 3 blocks to the face over on this block. That's north. Take out the north, the northwest, and the west. You're gonna replace that with 3 blocks, just like so. Do that for every single one of these, and then also get rid of these top blocks. That will allow things to start spawning, and hopefully that doesn't happen while we're sitting down here unprotected. And now that you got that done, you should have a big wide open area that we now need to spawn proof. And here comes the tedious bit. We need to put a button, half slab, carpet, anything we can think of on top of each one of these blocks to prevent anything else from spawning. That'll get rid of all of these piglins when we despawn the area, and that'll prevent anything from spawning within our radius. And then we have to go back and, yeah, we've got to spawn proof everything in about a 20 block radius beyond these walls at a minimum. Up to 40 would be preferred. So let's go ahead and get all these buttons placed down. I may need to go get more. I only have 5 stacks. I hope it's enough. If not, I'll use some more slabs. But let's go ahead and get this thing completely spawn proofed. That is certainly not enough buttons. This was 5 stacks of buttons, and it didn't go very far at all. We're going to have to go back and get some more buttons. In the meantime, we can work on a couple other things. We need to go ahead and get this wall here closed in, and I think I'm just going to leave it probably a combination of glass, carefully down in here. Oh, well, now we're stuck, and we have the trident. I'm going to keep it glass so I can see into the farm. I think that'll be really interesting. So I'm going to go ahead and fill this up with, we'll do 1 row, I think, of netherite, and then I'm going to go ahead and do glass all the way up. I said all the way, but I'm out of glass. We're going to go ahead and netherite the rest of the way up. Okay, well, I went back and got some more buttons, and you can see from my inventory that I brought 7, maybe 8 more stacks, and we only used 7 of them, which is absolutely insane. So if you think you have enough buttons, grab more buttons. You don't have enough. And now it is time for the worst part of this entire build, and that is going to be spawn proofing everything you see within a 20 block radius. And a 20 block radius is pretty big. Like, I'm gonna have to do some spawn proofing over here just to keep everything from blazes, piglins, zombified piglins, and skeletons, everything in between from spawn. We gotta spawn tops and insides and down low and stairs and literally everything. So I have a bunch of slabs, I think. Hold on, where are they at? Yeah, here we go. I have an entire shulker box, that's my foot. An entire shulker box full of slabs that we now need to go around placing on every single open surface in hopes of stopping mob spawns. Okay, it looks like complete chaos, but this is the entire thing within at least 20 blocks covered up. I may need to cover some of this up. And I've got a few more blocks. Maybe we'll go ahead and cover this bridge up. I think this one's out of the way. It's definitely within the 40 block range, but it's definitely outside the 20. Now, I do know there's a couple places. I did cut this hillside back. I'm a little concerned about what all is going to spawn on this hillside. This is within range. I'm not planning on... I think we're going to see how efficient this is first before we take any of this down. It should be efficient in the sense that only withers can spawn here, and it's going to want to try to spawn withers, hopefully. I guess I'm not entirely sure that's how that works. I could probably get rid of that island too. That seems like a problem. And that's a good way to get rid of all those guys. But let me go ahead and do that little pier there real quick, and then we're going to go ahead and head down and turn this thing on and see if what we did is right. There's a good chance... Oh, you can't... there's a good chance that I did something wrong, so we're gonna see what happens. I hope this works, but bear with me real quick as I go cover that up, and then we'll go down below and we'll fire this thing up. Okay, and there it is in action. So a little quick change, bring the dirt blocks up to even with the glass blocks, and that seems to do the trick. Now these guys should, there we go, funnel themselves down. If we go ahead and head down in that early direction, we should be out of spawn range of anything else, so let's just come on down to our little area here. Now these guys are funneling into here, taking some fall damage. If we turn this on, holding out a looting 3 sword, and we should gather all of the goodies, including the amazing levels. And actually we should stand here for a little bit and get some levels on our pickaxe. It's not really doing so hot. Okay, we can go ahead and shut this thing off, and I did take a bunch of stuff out of here, but you can see that we're already up to 4 skulls, which is happening really fast. And it's not as fast as probably running around these bastions and searching for withers to kill to get these skulls, but it is something that I can AFK for an hour or two and hopefully come back to a whole oh, I think we just had a new visitor. There it is. Let's make sure. Oh, they're coming in faster now. Okay, let's see if we get any more skulls out of those guys. Oh goodness, they're pouring in now. Okay, let's maybe sit here a little longer. I did empty everything out, so but if we sit here and hold out our... Oh my goodness, they're funneling in like crazy now. If I do hold out the looting sword, we should get some better drops. Like I said, I dumped everything out here, so there's not really much in here right now. But I only sat for about 15 minutes and got 4 of these skulls, so I really cannot complain with that at all. I'll sit here AFK for a little bit longer and get the rest of the skulls needed. We can go over and do the wither suffocation method and get the rest of the beams for the base done. But as I sit here at AFK this thing, that's gonna do it for us today. I appreciate you all coming and hanging out with me today. Since you're still here hanging out, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, give this video a like, share it to friends, and leave some kind words in the comments down below. I want to thank everybody over the past few months for all of the love and support. We are creeping closer and closer to our next goal of 500 subscribers. Cannot wait to hit that milestone, so help me out there, folks. Yeah, without further ado, as always, stay beautiful, and I'll catch you guys in the next episode. Goodbye.